Hey guys and girls, it's Ken and Gina here from OKportugal, and as you can see, we're in the car, we're on a road trip. Now it's a hot day today, it's 29 degrees according to the car, and it's going up to 35, so it's going to be a real scorcher. And we want to take you guys back to where it all began for us in Portugal nearly 2 years ago. We had sold our house, we'd sold a lot of our belongings, we'd packed everything up, stuck it inside Bob the camper van, and we basically drove through France, Spain, and arrived in Portugal, where we moved into this beautiful little mountain house in a little village called Mangualde da Serra. So we're heading back there now, and we want to go and take a look at how much things have changed in the last 2 years. Very green here, lots and lots of green shrubbery leaves. It looks amazing. Gina and I were just saying how much we actually missed being on the mountainside. It's just so different, and yeah, it was a really good experience for us. You know, we arrived in September 2019, so it was sort of at the end of the summer. It was still kind of warm but not too hot. And then we moved into our place in December, so we're only there for a couple of months. And the one thing that really stuck out to us is how cold it gets in the winter. Like, you're 800 meters up in the Serra da Estrela mountains, and you know, it gets freezing. This is Gunda.
Yes, hello.
And we haven't seen each other for a while, actually, but
4 months.
For 4 months. Okay, yeah. And she's moved in here. This is a place where we used to live, and she's moved in here now.
Yeah, great recommendation.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Is your sister here as well, or did
No,
she
she's
go?
left back to South Africa.
She's left. Okay. Yeah, and then like the best part about this place is all of these views. Look at this. So that's the one view, and then there's another amazing view on this side. Look at this. We are here with these are our lovely next door neighbors Amelia and Arminda, and we're just here with them now. Yeah. Hey guys. and there's Arminda in the background.
Yes.
Tudo bem. It's really good to see you guys. I'm just showing her a video clip of some footage that I took of them playing music for us a while back. So it's been really good coming back here. It's like, it brings back all sorts of emotions and stuff. You know, we only stayed in this mountain house for about 3 months, but it was like the first place that we really got to put all of our stuff down, and that's why it's been so amazing to come back. I haven't really been that good with filming because obviously I'm seeing people that I haven't seen in a long time, and there's a lot of stuff that goes along with that, but yeah, it feels really good to be back here. So lovely. Anyway, we're going to go for a walk now. I'm going to bring all my camera gear with me, and we're going to go up into the mountains to where I used to go walking, or running actually, and hopefully we're going to see the waterfall that I used to run to.
I've forgotten how steep it was. Yeah, it's really steep.
Yeah, so when you're up in the mountains, it's everything's at an angle. So we're going to head up.
It's like bums out.
Yeah, we're going to head up into the Serra da Estrela over there. Haven't been for how long now? 1.5 years.
Yeah.
Amazing. So if you go back on our videos, I believe it would be season 1. That's when we did the trip from England to Portugal, and that's where we have episodes around this mountain house and the walks and things that we used to do here. It was so lovely, and I mean, this really does bring back amazing memories. You can see, as always, I've brought appropriate footwear for hiking up a mountain. So one of the biggest changes since we were last here is all of this broom that's growing up around us. So all this green broom, there's tons of it. Now when we visited, I don't know if you can see in the background here, this big burnt tree, everything was just burnt. It was still all charcoaled from the big 2017 fires. And so it's quite nice to see it now, a year and a half later, to see all of this broom and all this greenery coming up. This is so completely different. We used to take Dog down here and he would swim, but it was just a little stream. And so now they've actually built this all up around here. And yeah, it looks completely different. It still looks beautiful here. Nature will heal itself and all of the plants and everything will grow back. Oh, there's a snake. Wow, okay, let me see if I can get him on the camera.
This is getting food. No, go away, that's gross.
Oh, so we just come back from the mountain walk that was going to be 10 minutes and took us 2 hours almost. Forgot how hilly that was up and down there. I'm sitting with Gunda and you're in the house we rented when we first came to Portugal. It's yeah, so Gunda, we met you what, a year and a half ago?
It was
a year ago, yeah,
yes.
in July, wasn't
Yes,
it? And
yes.
we met you and you were looking for properties in Portugal. Do you want to just give us like a bit of the where you'd come from and why you were looking for properties here in Portugal?
Yes, we actually wanted to go to Faro and we wanted to start a B&B there, a bed and breakfast. So we were passing by and we bought you some biltong,
Yes.
and some biscuits or whatever, South African
and
stuff.
tea bags,
tea
yeah.
bags. We wanted to go to Faro to start a B&B there, yes.
Yeah. And did you say, I think you said that you did actually find a B&B that you quite liked over there and you put some, like a
Yes.
deposit down on that?
Yes, we sold our place in Germany
Okay.
to buy this property in Faro, which we bought off plan.
Yeah.
So we wanted to start a B&B in Faro, 3-bedroom ensuite bed and breakfast. And the build wasn't ready in July last year because of COVID.
Okay.
But we went down to Faro anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'd seen it like being built,
Yes,
seen all the plans
yes,
and everything.
yes.
And then you sort of were going through central Portugal, like you say, passing through.
Yes.
So, and at the time you were with your husband G at the time, so
Yes.
down to Faro, and then COVID did its
magic.
stuff, yes. And it's
Yes.
kind of, and then you commissioned Ken to film some videos for you, didn't you? Of
Yes, actually it happened because our B&B didn't get finished because of the delays with COVID. We had to look at alternatives, and that's when we started to look at properties and said, okay, maybe we want to go more rural. We didn't enjoy living in the city, and we wanted to live like you guys.
Yeah.
You know. So we looked on the internet for a couple of properties, and we wanted to look at them, and we couldn't get out because we were under lockdown.
yeah.
So that's when we contacted you guys to please just have a look and film them, and then we can at least walk it with your eyes
Yes.
and decide. And we actually found 2 lovely properties which we wanted to come and see.
Yep.
As soon as lockdown was finished in end of May,
Yep.
the first weekend in April, we wanted to have a weekend away, and we wanted to go and have a look
Yep.
at those properties.
And you came to visit us, didn't you? And you took Ken on a trip round one of the properties you wanted to
Yes,
see.
oh, that was so exciting because you couldn't drive.
Yes.
Or what's something with your? Yes, you couldn't drive.
No,
with your
I had
foot.
broken my
So
ankle.
we had to give Ken a lift, and we went to look at this first property, which we didn't see either, but we just came along. And the other property that we really liked, we wanted to go and see on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and do you want to say the story? Obviously, you'd come back to us, you dropped Ken off at home. So then do you want to take the story on from there and kind of how your life changed on that day?
Yes, it changed dramatically. You know, you think you have a dream, or you think you want to do something, and you're looking forward to this new way of living, and then everything changes. We still had a lovely tea with you guys.
Yes.
And then we went to back to our little. It was a lovely little cottage in a mountain. We wanted to be rural and away from the city, and the guy they just showed us around in the property, and it was beautiful. And Gerard took out the suitcase of the car, out of the car, and he was out of breath.
Yeah.
And I didn't think anything of it. So he went to sit down a bit. He had a weak heart. Ooh, I bumped this thing.
That's okay.
So he sat a bit on the bed just to calm his heart a bit. He said it feels like he's run a marathon just from carrying that suitcase. And it was weird because the whole day he was fine. I mean, Ken can confirm that, right? And then, it's weird. Then he went to lie on his bed, and it was my birthday that day.
Yes,
So we
yeah.
had a nice bottle of wine, and
Yeah.
we wanted to do some steaks and everything. And then he just sat on the bed and said he feels so tired, and he has this horrible headache, and I couldn't find anything to aspirin or something. But still, I didn't think anything of it. I just thought, we had 5 hours drive. We looked at the property.
It was a long day.
It's a long
yeah.
day. So then he sat on the bed, and he said, no, he thinks I need to eat something. He cannot eat tonight. And that's when I was wondering what's happening. And we actually, I nibbled on some stuff, and Gerard just said to me, I must please feel his pulse. He finds he can't feel his pulse.
Yeah.
And when we tried the pulse, I couldn't feel it either. And we tried the app, and you know,
Yes.
like we do with modern days. And
Yeah.
it, also that didn't show a pulse, didn't show mine, and we just calmed ourselves down again. But we were lying on the bed calmly. And then Gerard suddenly says he thinks I need to get the ambulance. And I said, wow, really? Or I can't remember in what order it was, whether it was first the ambulance and then he said to me, if I give you my password, you know it's that time. And then I knew he's not feeling very well.
Yeah.
But I wasn't scared, weird enough. But then anyway, he, now that I think of it,
Yeah, it's difficult to tell,
it's
isn't it?
difficult to tell. But anyway,
Yeah.
so he just had this horrible headache, and he told me suddenly out of the blue, I love you, I'll see you on the other side. And I was speechless. I actually was just standing on the other side of the bed at that time, and I looked at him and I couldn't believe what he was saying. And he said, you must get the ambulance. And then I was wondering, should I really now get the ambulance? And I actually then sat next to him, and he passed away. He vomited, and I put him on his side, and I prayed, and it's actually beautiful because his soul was gone, and there was his body. if I think about it, it's surreal.
Yeah.
But it's past.
Yeah.
So here are my dreams.
So all those dreams you had together, all of a sudden in the blink of an eye,
Gone.
everything's changed. You're in a foreign country. You don't speak Portuguese yet. You know, you're in a B&B. You know, there must have been a whirlwind of emotion.
I couldn't believe it, actually. I really couldn't believe it, because we have been dreaming of Portugal for 4 years. So we really wanted to do this, and we actually managed to then do this and sell our place in Germany, and then this happens. And we wanted to jointly do that, and now I'm all left alone.
Yeah. So how do you? I mean, obviously that moment in time was horrendous, and and your lovely sister came out to be with you for quite a while, hasn't she? Was
Oh,
6
thank
weeks?
goodness!
Yeah.
Yes, thank goodness. It was also so surreal. We had this Zoom funeral. You guys still attended it, and then my sister came. Thank goodness for 5 weeks, and I had to then move out of that house because they sold it. So even that changed. I didn't have a place to stay anymore. And then I got this place from you guys.
Well, yeah, we rented it and we recommended it to you because this village is beautiful, isn't it? And the people are so friendly, aren't they?
I love it. And you know, from the walk also, you can just see how beautiful it is here.
Yeah.
So this was the best medicine for my soul. So I'm very grateful for you guys recommending it.
What are your plans now, or do you not know, or what do you think the kind of the future holds? Because you're obviously still in a grieving point where you're just trying to get used to who you are without G, and you know, all of those kind of issues around that. But do you see where you're going to be going?
It's quite hard because I've never been alone in my life before. So suddenly being alone and being happy with yourself is quite a thing.
Yeah.
But I think I'm okay. I think I'll be okay. But I don't know what I'm going to do and where I'm going to go. I know my job also ends. I've got a retrenchment, which is now also falling. You know.
Yeah.
I signed it when G was still around. So I don't know if I'd done the same thing if I was on my own.
Yeah.
But so now I'm starting from fresh. With nothing.
Yeah.
But I've booked myself on a course, permaculture course in Portugal.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So, how long's that for?
2 weeks permaculture design, and 1 week working on the farm. So it'll be off grid for 3 weeks.
Nice.
I'll see if I like it.
That's a good way of kind of just seeing whether you're strong enough or you want to do those kind of things, or whether we were talking up in the mountains about you have your sons in New Zealand.
Yes.
So maybe that's an option, or family in Germany, South Africa. Like you've got little places that you could go to.
Yeah. I really do not know. So I hope that I will have more clarity in my mind. But it's unbelievable how a dream that you really had suddenly just is no longer there.
Yeah.
But Portugal is still an option. It's either South Africa or New Zealand or Portugal.
Yeah. Portugal's beautiful, isn't it?
And I love its people.
Yeah.
I just have to learn the language.
Yeah.
So I'm making a point of doing that next week, because
Yep.
otherwise I can't speak to these lovely neighbours.
Yeah, our lovely neighbours as well that we used to have. Yeah, we've had tears today because we've been seeing our old neighbours. So, but it's just, I mean, you're such an inspiration to kind of the way you've dealt with, you know, obviously the loss of G and how you've moved or moving on from that, because it's still obviously a process, isn't it? But just your passion comes through and your strength, and you know,
it hasn't always been the strength.
Oh, of course,
and I've gone through my little motions, but I know I can't change the situation. You know, it doesn't help I sit on a little heap and feel sorry for myself. I did feel sorry for myself,
of course,
for sure, but life goes on.
Yeah. And we were saying up in the mountains as well, you've got kind of, there's so many pathways open for you to choose.
I know.
And make different choices
I
if
have
you
no
want to.
baggage.
Yeah, that's lovely. So is there like kind of like a sentence or a word of advice you'd give to people? Like, obviously you've come to a foreign country and everything's changed for you. Is there kind of something that's kept you going or motivated you?
I think, thank goodness I was in another country. I
Yeah.
think it was easier for me because I am in the new and I am in this adventurous mindset.
Yeah.
I think it would have been worse if it was in the old world.
Yeah.
So I think just keep going and looking for that dream and keep going at the dream.
Yeah.
You know, I think I just see it as a bit of a break, a mute button.
Yes.
A little bit of a mute button, and now I can push play again.
Yeah, and just work out where you want to go. Oh, well, thank you ever so much for sharing your story. So, although there was sad parts losing G, he was a lovely man. We've met him.
He really was.
You know, an amazing person. But thank you for sharing kind of the positivity, the other side of that. It's been lovely to spend the day with you. We've been here with you all day.
Lovely that you come to visit. So it's lovely.
And we'll be back because it's
Thank
such
you.
a lovely village.
That's brilliant.
Ciao, ciao. All right, so I guess it's time. It's time for us to go now.
I'm very sad.
Ah, but you must come and visit us next on the farm.
See you soon.
See you soon.
No. So we're on our way back now, and it's been an emotional day. You know, we've come back to the first place, the first house that we lived in when we were in Portugal, and we got to see our lovely neighbours, Gunda and Amelia, who we absolutely love. And you can see that the love is so real between us. And you know, even though we couldn't speak the language when we first arrived, they were just so welcoming to us, and it was just amazing to get to know them. And I'm so glad that we got a chance to come back.
I missed them loads.
Yeah. And then to see Gunda, you know, it's been 4 months since Gerard passed, and we haven't seen her for 4 months, and we were all together on that day when it happened, and it was a real shock for all of us, you know. And this is the first time that we've had a chance to come back to see her, to speak to her, and actually to go over what's happened. You know, we did get together on Zoom, and we all had the wake on Zoom, and it was really strange, but it was also really touching to see that. And to see how Gunda has moved on, well, not moved on, but how she's processed and how she's dealt with things in such a positive way is really inspiring. You know, and it really does also hit home that, you know, we've got to, you know, like your dreams can change just like that. You know, all of your hopes and dreams can change in a blink of an eye, and things don't always work out according to plan. And you know, and that you should go for it. You should go for whatever it is. Don't sit back and wait. Go for it. And you know, and don't expect everything to go perfectly, and deal with the issues as they come along. You know, in the same way as all of her plans and dreams, all of those changed instantly, she's now making new plans and she has new dreams, and she's positive, and things are still moving forward. And yeah, Gunda, from both Gina and I, mwah, we love you. Cheers everyone, tune in next week, same time, for another episode of OK Portugal.